Hi, one person. Who's here? I just want to come on a few minutes just to touch base and see how everybody's doing. Then I got to get off and I got to sweep outside. Hi, two people. Who's here? I have to have my, uh, crud, the exterminator. Because I woke up to ants. Hi, Peggy. No can do. No can do the ants. Nope, not going to do it. And we have to have him. Hey, Jay. we usually have to have him every other year. It's kind of weird, but it works out to every other year. And this morning I woke up and I went, what? You've got to be kidding. So, ringy-dingy. So he says to me, he goes, I got your message. He goes, and I'm sitting here looking out at the lake. Well, I'm thinking the lake where I live, right? And I said, oh, cool. He said, in Minnesota. I go, Minnesota? What? And he said, we have a flight home this afternoon. He said, so I will be out to your place tomorrow. I thought, whoa, thank goodness he hadn't just started his vacation. He was ending his vacation. Hi, Shannon. Okay, hon. And so anyway, that's what I woke up to today, were ants. And what happens is it gets so hot here that they want to come in out of the heat. And what I want to say is, hey, guys, leave. I don't have air conditioning. Go to another house. But yeah, they're too hard to control, once they really get going. Hey, Floor. Hey, Pussycat. So that's tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow. And then I'm waiting on, we got to get our barbecue hasn't worked in a while. So we got to get that fixed. So I'm waiting on someone to call me back about that. I have no patience in waiting. I know, Pussycat. But I've been here 30 years. You woke up yesterday to a broken fridge. What a mess. And I had just, I hate when that happens. Invariably, when our power would go out, would just have done big shopping. Thank goodness, usually the power would come on within probably 3 hours at the most. Well, if you leave the fridge shut, you're okay. But I know what that's like when the fridge finally goes out. But anyway, I called them today. I was talking to the guy, got disconnected, called back, talked to somebody else, got disconnected. Now I'm ticked. I called back a third time and I said, can you see my phone number? She said, yeah. I said, do me a favor, write it down. Because if I get disconnected again, I would appreciate you calling back. I said, because now this is my third go round, okay? And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry, yada, yada. And so anyway, she was telling me what I need they didn't have. So she's calling another place. They should get back to me within this afternoon. When I called, it was 9 o'clock this morning. I'm giving them till 2:30. If I haven't heard by 2:30, I'm going to call Jasmine back and I'm going to say, I need some answers here. okay? I can be relentless when I have to be, and I hate doing that. I wish people would just do their jobs and be a little bit more respectful. But if I have to be, I will be. And then I figure they'll get so sick of hearing from me that they'll get it done. Hi, Evie, how are you? No, I was just saying when my power has gone out in the past, it's usually when I've just done my big grocery shopping, because Peggy woke up this morning to her refrigerator being broke, and she had just done her big grocery shopping. So you had to run out to Home Depot and get another one. What kind did you get, Peggy? When ours broke, well, it hadn't been working right for a couple years, and it finally got to the point it couldn't even really freeze ice that well, which tells you the freezer wasn't as cold as it should be. And I hate to say this, but I got a Samsung because I love Samsung. Well, I love the TVs and electronics. I don't know what it is with this Samsung, but it drives me nuts. It leaks. I can't open okay, I don't have the one that has the drawer in the middle. Okay, you know how it has the two openings and then the drawer in the middle and then the freezer? I only have the one that has the two doors and then the freezer. So I don't know if it's this particular model, but I looked online and other people were having the exact same problem I was having. Unfortunately, it's past its warranty. But I can't open up the, what do you call it? You know, where you put your lunch meat and all that? Because it ices up in the back, and it's rock solid back there with ice. It's a pain in the, it just makes me so mad. The money that we spent on that stupid thing. Anyway, it's just something I live with. Yes, please hit the likes, guys. Even if you don't like it, hit it. Oh my gosh. Well, even if you don't do big grocery shopping, I can go out with 2 bags and spend $100. You had a fridge, freezer, and a cooker go bust waiting for the third. Oh my gosh. Well, if I don't get any kind of satisfaction this afternoon, I am going to call someone else. Because I'll only deal with them for so long, and then it's like, okay, now I'm done. Oh, I'm not kidding, Florida. I mean, I know darn well. I don't know why I'm whispering like they're here and they can hear me. But I know darn well sometimes I know people that I have to deal with. I know they think, oh crap, it's her again. Because I won't stop. And each time I have to deal with it, I get a little bit more mad, and then I get a little bit more curt with people. And I just get down to I mean, I can be very, very nice. I used to work customer service. You had to be. But when I keep getting the runaround, or I don't get what I feel as a consumer, the respect or satisfaction that you should be getting, I will become something I don't like to become. But I will. Because I cannot stand that. I can't. It just drives me nuts. Because today, when I got disconnected, I knew they could see my number because it's a wireless. I knew they could see who called in, right? If I was looking for something, I would write down that number in the event that I lost communication with the person, not only for them, but for myself. If I'm going to the trouble of looking for something that they need, and I find it, I'm going to want to call them back so they don't have to call back because I've already taken the time to look for whatever it is that they needed. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just don't get people. I don't. Yeah, no, groceries are ridiculous. Yeah, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And that's what I always tell my kids. I can't stand it. A couple of my kids are more passive, they're ones that'll just kind of wait. And then I have the others that are like me that, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. But I always told them, do not wait for someone to get back to you because 9 times out of 10, nowadays, it's not going to happen. Or it's not going to happen as soon as you think it's going to happen or that you want it to happen. And who's famous for that are doctors. The doctor's office, the dentist office, the ophthalmologist, the insurance. I tell them because they'll say, well, they haven't called me back. And I go, how many times do I have to tell you? You have to be your own advocate. You have to get on there and you have to be relentless until they get so sick of hearing from you. They're going to take care of it so they don't got to listen to you anymore. Hi, Leonore. Yeah, I don't know that much about that case, Pussycat. I've heard a little bit of it. But yeah, it sounds like she needs to get those quick. How are you, Leonore? I know. I know. That's what I was thinking because that's what I always did. When I was customer service, I would get their number in the event for whatever reason, you got disconnected. I know with Amazon, they'll take your number. They'll say, I'm going to take your number just in the event we get disconnected, we'll get back to you. And they do. That's one thing I'm going to say about them because I've dealt with them a couple times. And that's why I said to Jasmine finally at the third call, and I always get the name of the person, So when I told her, I said, I know this number can be seen. I said, I want you to take this number down. Can you tell me what number you're seeing? And I always do that to make sure that what they're seeing is, in fact, my number. Or when I'm giving them my information, whether it be my email, whatever, I always say, can you say that back to me? I would always say it back to the person. I didn't have to wait for them to say, can you say it back to me? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like customer service just is becoming extinct. If you can't tell already, I'm on a rant. And it's just a pet peeve I have. You're on your way home, Leonore? They do with my energy companies now? Yeah, I mean, no, Pussycat, I'm not either. I'm not. I'm almost too much the other way when it comes to stuff like this, where I just won't let it rest until it's taken care of. Mark, he's perfect. He's a perfect example. He'll wait and wait and wait. And I'll say, you know what? Let me call. I can't deal with this. And that's one of the reasons. Remember I told you guys when I had that flood in my house and they wanted me to leave? Do I look like I was born yesterday? Of course you want me to leave because you want to come in and do your own thing at your own pace. And that's not going to happen. And it didn't happen because every time they said they were going to be back, and if they weren't here at the time they said they were going to be here, I'd give them a leeway. Of in the mornings, like for instance, if they said we'll be here at 9 o'clock, if they weren't here by 9 o'clock, I'd wait till 9:30. As soon as 9:30 hit, I'd be on that phone. I will not mess with it. I won't do it. On any level, I don't care what I'm dealing with. I just don't have the patience for it. No, Jasmine doesn't care. Of course she doesn't. But she'll care if I don't hear anything by 2:30, because if I don't get satisfaction from her, I'll want to talk to her boss. And if her boss doesn't give me satisfaction, I'll go to whoever I need to go to in corporate. And I have done that. Not just once, but a couple times. I won't mess with it. And I'll let them know what lousy service they have. They don't want that. I'm telling you, they don't. But anyway, oh Lord, it just makes me so mad. But on a good note, it's cooler today. It's not comfortably cool, but it is not like what it has been. Thank you, God. And they said we're supposed to be having a cool down now. Don't know how long it's going to last, but I'll take it. So we're probably about 10 degrees cooler today. Oh, thanks, Flo. I mean, I know I can be a pain in the wazoo. I know, for a fact. I know I can. But I also know that people shouldn't have to deal with this kind of stuff. I shouldn't have to be calling. They should be doing their job, doing what they need to do. Write down, if you need to write down a list, if you're dealing with, a lot of people, and check it off when you know that around the time you should be letting them know. So they're not waiting and waiting and waiting, Oh, this irritates me. But that's okay. That's okay. This shall pass. This too shall pass. And then we'll be on to the next. But anyway, I got 2 DIYs done today. So that's good. So I have 3 in total. So later today, I'll get one of those edited and put up. So I'll have a couple for the week. Then I have a couple more that I have to film. So that's good. Then, like I said, when I get off here, I'm going to go out and I'm going to sweep my neighbor. God love her. I've known her forever. They've lived here longer. They were here a year before we were. But she's got this flippin' tree that drives me nuts. Oh, if I could cut that thing down, I would. It's a pine tree, okay? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful if you're out in the wilderness, okay? But this tree, it's not pine cones that fall. I have that fan, and I have a ceiling fan over my dining room, and I have a big fan way up, but that's all I have. Anyway, this tree, the needles and those, I can't explain what they are, but, well, I can't explain it. But anyway, that thing sheds so bad. It's, oh. So I got to go out there and I got to sweep all that up. Because when Kirk comes tomorrow to spray, I don't want a bunch of leaves and all kinds of crap, especially around the perimeter of my house, because he has to spray, well, you know what I mean, when exterminators come out. Anyway, he's got to spray around there, and I don't want him spraying around all that crap. But the tree is getting so big that it's laying over more. So when it's over on my side more, it's dropping all that crap. You know what I mean? I know. I mean, it's beautiful if you had it out in the wilderness, but not next to my block wall. So I got to do that. But the one thing, I always try to think of something that I'm thankful for in it. I'm thankful that it's not as hot today. So that's one thing. That's one thing I can be happy for, is that when I'm out there sweeping, it's not going to be like I'm in the Sahara Desert sweeping today. So I'll do that. That's fine. Whatever. Well, I don't know if she'll get mad if I trim it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I've thought about it, believe me. Believe me. And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to cause any, because, I mean, I get along with all my neighbors because I really don't talk to them a lot. But, except hi, how you doing? And when the fires were going, we talked and stuff. I mean, but I don't want to do anything where she thinks, wait a minute, that's my wonderful pine tree. Oh, I know, this tree is too. This tree is huge. Huge. I mean huge. I'll show you sometime when I go out there. The thing is huge. Well, maybe I will then, because I just cannot take, it's just constant. I mean, it's so messy. It's just a messy tree, you know what I mean? You know how the trees, the cherry blossom trees, they are gorgeous. I love them. Oh, I love them. But when they drop all that, it's like, oh boy, here we go. But I mean, I'd rather have cherry blossoms going than what I'm dealing with. You can't even see your home? Well, you can see my home, but I mean, this thing is huge. And the other thing I worry about is when we have fires, because it's so huge, because you know how pine trees, how they have the sap? Well, you know how they tell, you're not really supposed to put pine cones into the fireplace, right? Because they can explode because of the sap in them. All I keep thinking, God forbid, God forbid, a fire where the ember in a wind would catch on to that tree. I mean, that thing is huge. It scares me so bad. Oh, it makes a terrible mess. It really does. I'm not kidding. Oh. If it's not one thing, it's another, right? Jeez, I'm telling you. Oh, you guys. I was watching that tribute to Ozzy. That made me cry. Bless his heart. And I watched Jack, his son, I watched him come on his podcast. It's the first time he came on since Ozzy passed. Cried through that. So sad. And then look at this one. Look. Look at her laying there. See that pillow? This is all her. See, just like always. All her little toys are out. She plays. Now she's exhausted, but look. See that pillow there? She will not keep that pillow up on that chair. She brings it down. She'll get up on that chair and she'll knock that pillow down because she doesn't want it on the chair when she's laying there. And that's their cooling pad over there. And look, they're not even laying on it. I just don't know if she'll take offense to it. She's real funny about her yard. She's always out there in her yard. That's why I'm whispering, even though I'm in the house. Because then if she gets mad, then I'm going to get mad. See, I'll last nice. But if she gets mad, I'm going to think, whoa, 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 whoa. Chick, you need to look at my backyard and see what that tree's doing. Then there we go. And after 30-something years, I don't want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? No. Youngblood, no. Ozzy kept thinking that he was going to come up and not be the new Ozzy, but, like he'd be his protege. Not at all. I was thinking that when he was singing, I thought, and he loves Ozzy to death. I mean, and Ozzy adored him. They both had adoration for each other. And I'm happy to see that. But no, no one will ever be Ozzy. But I just thought, and when Steven came out and stuff, I thought that was neat. Hi, Inba. But yeah. Yeah, 6 weeks after. Did you see it too, Pussycat? Broke my heart. I really like Jack. Well, I like Kelly too now. She used to be a snot when she was young. And she even admits that. She goes, she goes, now I can see why people couldn't stand me. She goes, I can't hardly watch myself. She really was. But she has really, I really enjoy watching her now. And Jack, Jack is so nice. I really like him too. But he said he's not going to talk about his passing until the family's together, and that at some point they will talk about it. But he said, I don't want to talk without my family being here, which I thought was very respectful, to not just take it upon yourself, without the rest of the family. They both turned out very good. And Amy, I think, too. She's just more of, wants to keep to herself, and that's fine. To each his own. But, and I'm sure she is, too. But apparently they're not close, well, because she lived in London. But, they were in London back and forth as well. But, they just don't have the same connection. Jack, because he's admitted that him and Amy aren't close. Ozzy was your crush in high school. Ozzy was a really good-looking guy when he was young. Now, I didn't care for him with the blonde hair that much and short hair because I like long hair. But when he was, I guess I would say probably in his 30s, 40s, if you really study his features and everything, and to me, he always had such a beautiful smile. Because remember I told you before, I always look at the smile. He has, even when he was older, even right before he passed, he had the most infectious laugh. When he would laugh, you couldn't help but laugh. And his smile was always such a pretty smile. He had a sweet smile about him. But, I still am so sad about his passing. I really am very sad about his passing. I like Sharon too. Hi, Yuda. Yeah, I know. I don't know what the deal is with Amy. But I'm so afraid, and I don't want this to happen, but I'm so afraid that Sharon, I could see Sharon dying of a broken heart. I really could, because she poured herself into him as well in his later years. He poured himself into her as well. And with the good and the bad and the indifferent, they really were a love story. And she really lived and breathed him. But I want her to stay healthy for her grandkids and for Kelly and for Jack, because I think that would just be the icing on the, not a good icing, on the cake, if something happened to her, because they loved their mom a lot. And I think Jack and her are really close too. Well, her and Kelly are close too. Well, maybe her and Amy are close. I don't know. Well, but did she, she feels left out, but she didn't want to be a part of it. That's the problem. So they went on with, the show and everything, and it took up all their time because, like they said, the crew was there constantly, all the time when they were shooting. And it's a catch-22, she didn't want to be a part of it, and I understand that. But they did want to do it, so it put a division, But who knows what they did in private? I mean, it could be that she flew out, after the reality show was done. She probably, came out and saw her mom and dad, I don't know. Or they would go back and see her, I hope. But I hope now, because now I think Sharon's still in England. Hopefully, Amy's seeing her a lot more, I hope. But I haven't seen anything with Sharon. Yeah, I don't think so, Pussycat. I really don't. I hope I'm wrong, because I really do like Sharon. And I just don't see how my heart just bled for her when they went out to the park bench to put their flowers. I was sitting there just sobbing. And I'm not joking. I was just devastated watching. You could tell that their hearts were just broken, especially her. She was just a mess. God bless her. The best thing was the episode where Ozzy filled the kitchen. Oh, I love that one. And he kept smashing them down. He couldn't even fit all of them. And it showed the price. He bought almost $2,000 worth, wasn't it? If I remember right. Because it's an English store. It's in, I can't remember if it's in Bel Air or Brentwood. It's up by Hollywood somewhere. But it's an actual English store where I guess they had all the kind of candy that he liked. And wouldn't you love to have one of his art pieces? I don't even care if it's just his coloring. I would love to have it. And it used to warm my heart. Being a crafter anyway, I used to love to see all of his pens in the kitchen. Remember how he had every color imaginable? And he'd sit there and doodle and do his artwork. Oh, I used to love that. Oh, I'm so Tobert, I am devastated. I love Supertramp. Supertramp. I went and saw them in concert at the Greek Theater. Oh my gosh, they were so good. My very favorite is Breakfast in America, the album. My husband was the first one that really introduced me to Supertramp. And all my kids love Supertramp. I love all the songs on Breakfast in America. And I just saw that he died, the lead singer. Ozzy was one of a kind. He really was. He really was. God bless him. But it broke my heart to see that he died from Supertramp. It just makes me sick. And my bonus son, I call him my bonus son because it's my ex-husband's son, but they're around for all the family holidays. He was going to be at my birthday, but he's shooting a movie. He's a director in movies, and he's going to be gone. He said, he texted me, and he goes, I'm bummed. He said, I'm not going to be here. And he just got done doing a stint with Ringo Starr, and there was a couple pictures of him with Ringo. And he was with Cher. This was this must have been more than a year ago. And I was sitting watching TV one night, and he texted me, and he sent a picture. He was backstage, and he was with some of her band, and he was waiting for her, and I can't remember what they were doing, but anyway, he said, guess where I'm at, because he knows that I like Sharon. He goes, guess where I'm at? And I go, where? And he goes, I'm with Sharon and her band. I go, what? I go, oh my gosh, Shay. But he was with Ringo. And so I thought that was cool. I haven't been able to ask him what exactly he was doing, but obviously he was doing something, because they had cameras and stuff. I bet you Ringo's nice too. I really think he's nice. I think Paul's nice too. Only one picture with her granddaughter? Who? Sharon? I think she's very close to Pearl. And that that podcast that they were doing with Ozzy before he passed, and the little girls were talking about something. I can't remember. It was some slang word or something. And Ozzy kept going, what are you saying? You know, and he was really serious. He goes, what? And the girls were laughing. You could tell he just loved his granddaughters. And then his little granddaughter was playing that game where the whipped cream, where you, where the hand flies in your face and you put your face in. Do you know what I'm talking about? He was cracking up. She goes, come back, you have to do it more. He goes, do it more. And he sat down and let her do it again. That was so cute. That was so cute. Oh, I found really old photo of the Greek theater. I only knew of Hollywood Bowl, but the photos of the Greek theater are great. Yeah, they're very, very nice. And I remember it was really warm that night that we were there. But yeah, it was a very good, I don't know. I guess I don't know, to be honest with you, what happened to Supertramp. Oh, I love Moonstruck. That and I love Mermaids. I love Mermaids. Yeah, I was married before. Oh, I was? Was I supposed to keep it a secret? Yeah, that's what my husband always says too, that Ringo has the least. Well, he always liked the Stones more than the Beatles, but I like the Beatles. The Beatles always had a special place in my heart, but I like the Stones too. But but yeah, I remember my son. I think I told you this already. My son, because he does a lot of. He's a mortgage broker, but he's in Brentwood and Hollywood and all in that area. Well, one night he went. This is before he was married. He went to a party, and he called me. And he goes, guess where I'm at? And I go, where? And he goes, I'm at Sonny and Cher's old house. I go, shut up. And he goes, no, he goes, I'm serious. He goes, man, this house is really gorgeous. I said, Jason, listen to me. I said, find a cup or something and get me a little bit of dirt. I don't care. Just a little bit of dirt from the garden or something. He goes, Mom, I can't do that. I go, come on, Jason. He just laughed. He didn't get it for me. But, yeah. So all the boys know. So him at the house and Shay when he was with her, I'm going to have to ask him, because that's been a couple of years now at least. I'm going to have to ask him again when I do see him what he was there for again, because he told me, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, the Bella Luna. I love the grandpa in that. Wasn't the grandpa good in that? Remember when he saw his daughter-in-law walking with that professor or whatever he was? And he was walking his dogs, and all of a sudden he saw her with him. coming out of the restaurant or whatever it was, or did he see him kiss her cheek or something? And he goes, "Oh no," and he gets all upset because he didn't know, and he goes, "I'm so confused." He didn't know what was going on. Oh, that was such a good movie. I gotta watch that again now. Actually, what I wanted to watch today was Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I love that. I love that. I love Sweeney Todd, the movie that he was in, Sweeney Todd. The movie he was in, where he played that writer. Oh, what was the name of that? Dang it. In The Window. I think it was called The Window. That was really good. A lot was made there in Sleepy Hollow. It was John Mulhoney from Frasier. That's right. That's right. I didn't even put that together. That's who it was that she went out and had dinner with. Yeah. Oh, Sonny would have never been. He was the mastermind of Sonny and Cher. But if it wasn't for Cher, you're right, he wasn't. Although he does have a restaurant in Palm Springs. I mean, he's not with us any longer, but he does have a restaurant in Palm Springs. I forgot that, Evie, you're right. How did I not put those two together? Yeah, remember the grandpa didn't. And then when Cher and Nicolas Cage and all of them are around the table. And then, I can't remember what his name was in the movie, but the brother comes in. Remember the one that with the mom? And Cher didn't even want to marry him anymore because she was in love with his brother. But he goes, "I need my ring." "We're engaged," she says. And Nicolas Cage is looking at her like, "What are you doing? He doesn't want to marry you. Now we can get married." The grandpa's just shaking his head like, "What the heck is happening here?" You mean Johnny Depp as an actor or to look at? I do like some of his movies. Gilbert Grape was really good. Pirates, I like the first one. And Nikki, I've told you guys before, she worked on 2 of the Pirates, the dressing of it. And she said he's really a nice guy. She said very, very, she goes, he's not conceited. She said, I remember there were people waiting to get autographs. She said he took his time. He was out there. They finally had to come get him because he was just staying out there giving autographs and talking to people. And she said he really, really is a nice guy. But I did think he was good looking when he was Pirates. I would have went for him. I would have went for him. If I was in the pirate days and Johnny walked by looking like he did in all his pirate garb, yep, I would have. I have to admit. Oh, I love it. Oh, I do too, Evie. I watch all the scary movies all year long. Just a couple weeks ago, Muppet sent me something, because we always send each other like little memes and stuff, or little things from Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, whatever. And it was a picture of Jason, right, from Halloween. So I took a picture of my television and I go, look at what I'm watching right now. And it was Halloween. Jeremy always teases me at Christmas. He goes, "So what are you going to do, LJ? You going to start wrapping gifts and watch Halloween?" Because I watch it all the time. But yeah. Yep. No, I did. Pussycat. I loved him in Pirates. Really did. I just love that look. And I love the look, like I've told you guys, I love the look of the Native American, when he's on that Palomino horse without his shirt, with his tribal band and his feather and his, with that long black hair. Oh my Lord. Oh. I'd love for my sons to have long hair. They always look at me like I'm nuts. When they had long hair when they were young, I loved it. A lot of moms didn't like their sons having long hair. I always loved it. Oh, you only liked him in maybe 21 Jump Street? That's okay. And oh, the other movie I love Sharon with two of my favorite people, Cher and Sam Elliott, was Mask. When she was on that bike with him, oh my gosh. Oh, I could imagine just sitting on the back of that bike with him. Holy moly, he was good looking then. Whew. Man, he was good looking. Oh my gosh. Or Tombstone, when he wore that duster. I love guys in dusters, and I love that mustache. I love that look where they have like almost that Fu Manchu type mustache. Love it. When VHS video recorder first came out, everyone had Halloween movie. Jamie Lee Curtis has been talking about it. Johnny Depp says he took some of Keith Richards for Jack Sparrow. Really? Well, I can see that. And on YouTube, if you go to YouTube, they have Halloween, but they made it for TV, to be shown on TV, and what they did is they showed parts of Halloween that weren't shown in the actual movie, when you went to the movies to see it. So there's a couple of scenes that were on the floor where they cut it out. And if you go to YouTube, you'll see it. If you put in Halloween 81, and there's a couple scenes, I can't remember now exactly which ones, but I remember thinking at the time, wait a minute, that wasn't in the movie. And they showed things that had been cut out of it. Tombstone is underrated. See, and if I was in that day of Tombstone, I would have went for Sam Elliott. Out of all of them, Kirk Russell, all of them. He, Sam Elliott, oh my gosh. Oh, every time I see him in that duster. Wow. Really good. Love it. They asked her whether she got the role because of her mom in Psycho. Did you ever see the Halloween H2O? Her mom's in that with her. And they make reference to Psycho in that. The first Halloween and that one are my two very favorites. The ones in between I didn't care for as much. But the first Halloween that was made in 78 and Halloween H2O, and that's what it's called, where she's the head of a prep school, I think it is. And it's filmed up north. It was filmed up north by where my sister-in-law lived, actually. That's my other favorite. Yeah, so you need to look at both of those. Look on YouTube. Well, you know what? I think YouTube even plays Halloween H2O. So if you're a Halloween buff, trust me, you'll want to watch that one. That's really good. Fletch, I loved it. I love that one. But of course, Halloween, the first one, will always be my favorite. But yeah, oh, you guys, if we could all just watch it together. Yeah, you need to. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so on my agenda, I'll watch Sweeney Todd, Sleepy Hollow. I'm talking more for this month and next month. Well, actually, there's a lot I want to watch, but Sleepy Hollow, Halloween, Halloween H2O. Oh, there's more. I know there's more. But then I also like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and the Wolfman. That's on, I think it's on Tubi, that one. And then the originals, The Bride of Frankenstein, and those are classic. Oh, I know, believe me. And I think I might do a podcast on that, my paranormal things I've been through in my life. Because they are bizarre and they're real. I mean, they're real. I love Hocus Pocus. Oh my gosh. I don't like the second one though. And they're coming out with a third one, so I don't know what that one's going to be like. And I like Halloween Town. That was cute. Now that's cute for the kids, but I still like it. And of course, I always have to watch Peanuts, the Peanuts gang, their Halloween one and their Christmas one. Yeah. But the Hocus Pocus, definitely. Oh, Abbott and Costello meets Dracula, yes. I love that too. Johnny Depp played Ed Wood, who got Bela Lugosi to play a bit part in his movie. Really? Bela Lugosi was great. They said he was a really nice guy. I like the Dracula movies too, and The Mummy. Invisible Man. Invisible Man was okay. He was good looking. And Boris Karloff, he played Frankenstein. I remember I saw a picture, and it was back, when was that made? In the 30s, the late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there. Anyway, he's sitting in one of the director's chairs on a break, and he's smoking a cigarette. It looks so funny to see Frankenstein smoking a cigarette. I will look up Ed Wood. Evie, you and I like all the old movies and the Rat Pack. And you know what's sad? Speaking of Abbott and Costello, Costello had such a sad life when he got older after his son died, his little boy. I believe it was his first or only son. He had daughters, and they had a built-in pool, and his son fell into the pool and he drowned. And after that, they said he was never the same. And then Abbott, he died, and he died penniless. He was on the street. He was homeless. And that was sad. You know, when you look at some of these movie stars and how their lives end, it's so sad. Really sad. Anyway, Dang it, you guys, I get on here and I could stay on here forever talking to you guys because I just love when we talk about this stuff. But now it's almost 2. I got to get out there and sweep. Poor Kirk, I can't let him come into all that crap. So I guess I'll let you go. Thank you for coming in and keeping me company and talking about all this fun stuff. I know Florida's going live, I think, tomorrow. Is Dandy going on tonight, Florida? I didn't see anything in her, on her channel. Do you know if she's going? Usually she has something up by now. But I know Florida's going live tomorrow night. Yeah, so I'm not sure if she will be. Yes, there's a movie Sir Kellen played director, producer of Frankenstein. It's called God's Monsters, think 1998. Oh, I'll have to look at that. All right, guys, remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever forget that. There's only one you, and you bring something to this world nobody else can. Thanks again for coming in, guys. Love ya. Bye.